What's the most Kafkaesque experience that you've had in your theater career?
I feel like a life in the theater is a story in Kafkaesqueness. The one that is most illustrative for me, early in my career, I would probably say 2 or 3 years into my New York time, I was auditioning for a pretty high-profile regional gig, one that I definitely wanted, one that is pretty coveted, the credit at least. And it was for a new play, and so I'd done my work, I'd prepared, and was getting ready to go in. You go into your audition, kind of feeling ready to go, and empowered, and confident. And generally in auditions, you've got 4 to 7 people in the room with you, maybe. That's a pretty big room. I walk into this room, and there are about 20 people in there. There are all the interns, there's the assistants, there's the casting people, there's the director, the writer, everybody's in there. So okay, so there's this large panel of people that I walk into. And the show was about cockfighting, it was a two-hander about a father and a son who raised chickens to fight. So there were 2 scenes. I did the first scene, and it went pretty well, I thought. And the director, he said, okay, and he didn't give me any direction. He said, all right, now we're going to do the monologue. The second scene was a monologue. I said, okay, and he said, all right, but first, walk around the room. I thought, okay. He said, we're going to do a little exercise. Okay. So I'm walking around the room in silence. He said, all right, now transform into a chicken. Okay, so I'm walking around the room, and I start to get my chicken on. Now let me hear you crow. Okay, the whole 9 yards, and I'm full chicken now, walking around the room in front of 20 people. And he says, all right, now start the scene. As the chicken? Yes. So I do this entire monologue as a chicken. And at the end of it, he says, all right, thank you, Corey. And I just kind of thought, okay, so he doesn't even know my name. I've completely debased myself in front of this group of 20 people. I'm clearly not getting this job. I love life in the theater. It's just, that what you expect is never what it is. The power is never yours. And yet you have to be totally empowered to do anything well. You have to have this inner strength. So I feel like that's pretty Kafkaesque. That was a bad day.